Hey guys, it's Randall here again, back with you to share my thoughts on a CFL game for tomorrow. For those of you that are not familiar with the CFL, it is the Canadian Football League, and it is very entertaining to watch. I have found myself enjoying watching Canadian football over the past couple of years much more than I do college football for sure. And it's a very close second to the NFL. There are a lot of talented players in this league, some former players from the United States who played, at some marquee colleges. Montreal's quarterback, for example, Vernon Adams, played at the University of Oregon. So there's just a lot of, you know, good players in this league, and the style of the game is much different. The biggest difference probably in this league as compared to the NFL and college football is there are only two downs. So on third down, you either punt or go for it. Whereas in the NFL and college football, it's after third down, you punt for it on fourth. So it makes for a lot of possessions in the game and just a lot of exciting plays. So in this game tomorrow, you've got the Ottawa Redblacks taking on the Montreal Alouettes. For Ottawa, this is their second game in 5 days. They played last Wednesday on the road at Toronto, and they now travel to Montreal. This is a very difficult spot to be in. 2 games in 5 days, and obviously being on the road last week and back on the road this week. So, they're in a scheduling spot that is very tough for them. Montreal, they come into this game after a win over Hamilton. This was a game actually that we bet on last week. I posted the play and took Montreal plus the 2.5. Montreal trailed for a majority of that game. In fact, it was 17-3 entering the fourth quarter. And with under a minute to go, it was 3rd and 20. And, if you remember, as I said earlier, third down, it's either punt or go for it. And if you don't get it, it's turnover on down. So they're 3rd and 20 from, just outside the 20-yard line. And Vernon Adams threw a laser right over the middle of the field. And Eugene Lewis went up and caught it in triple coverage. If you haven't seen the play, look it up. It was an amazing catch. It ended up giving Montreal the lead. And again, the CFL is very unique. Hamilton had enough time with the clock stopping as it does to march down the field, and they ended up actually getting a field goal to send the game to overtime. Hamilton fumbled it on their very first possession, and then Montreal ended up winning that game. So they snapped the 13 home game win streak that Hamilton had in that game. And Montreal looked much better defensively. They fired their defensive line coach right before the Hamilton game, and I look for them to have even more success this week against this Ottawa team. Caleb Evans, the quarterback for Ottawa, he'll be making his third start in the CFL. In his first game, he was unbelievable against Edmonton. Beat them pretty soundly. This past week, he came back down to earth a little bit. He had 3 interceptions in a 35-16 loss against the Argos. I look for him to struggle against this Montreal defense, especially being on the road again. The Redblacks are also very thin on the defensive line, and I think they're going to have a very tough time stopping William Stanback, who is actually the leading rusher in the CFL. He's the running back for Montreal. I think that they'll have a tough time stopping him, as well as, stopping this offense. As you can see here, Montreal, puts up, close to, 420 yards a game. They put up a ton of offense. They run the ball very, very efficiently. And I just think that, with the run game and with the explosive offense that Montreal has, it's going to be tough for Ottawa to stop them. Ottawa came into this season with not a lot of expectations. They're on their third string quarterback, Caleb Evans. He's probably the future of the Redblacks. but I expect, to see some more struggles out of him this week. A win by Montreal in this game would go a long way for them as far as the playoff standings go. And I expect Montreal, like I said, to control this game from start to finish. I really don't think that Evans has the ability with this, Redblacks offense to stay in the game, because ultimately I think Montreal is going to have their way offensively against this Redblacks defense. Montreal actually beat Ottawa earlier in the year 51-29. And I just think this is a very tough task for Ottawa. Like I said, back-to-back road games, second game in 5 days, and, a rookie quarterback, making his third career start, where on the road last week he was, absolutely horrific. So, Montreal, I think, should dominate this game. And I made this line Montreal -11. And in this particular spot, Montreal's -7.5, -8. This is a number that I'm definitely going to lay. In fact, I'm going to lock this in just as soon as I finish this video. So Montreal -8 for the game tomorrow on Monday, October 11th. So, check back in. My CFL record for this year is 12-3. I really enjoy, like I said, watching this league and following it. I think that there's a definite edge. It's a smaller market, and I think that I have, a lot of tools that I use, to handicap football in general that apply to this league and, make for some good betting spots. So, stay tuned. Look for some more CFL videos here on this channel. And let's go Alouettes. Montreal -8 tomorrow. See you guys.